Tim.
Tim Montgomerie, Conservative Home. David, two things that the grassroots love are grammar schools and nuclear power stations. What can you say? What can you say to the grassroots?
Preferably co-located together.
What can you say to them with nuclear power stations almost certainly on the agenda and perhaps being discussed by Gordon Brown this week? What can you say to assure them that this isn't another potential difficulty in the relationship between the leadership and the grassroots?
I think the relationship with the grassroots is extremely happy and strong. When I go around the country, I find a party that is excited by the fact that we won over 900 seats at the local elections, hit 40 or 41% of the vote. We control more authorities, have more councillors than any other party by a huge margin. I was in Preston at the football club, 300 people there. While I was speaking, we took hold of Preston Council for the first time in God knows how many years. So I find a very good spirit, a very happy party that's getting used to winning again. And I said to the party there, and I always say, look, I'm not in this job to tell you the things you want to hear. We could have a lovely conversation between us and we could discuss the merits of grammar schools, and we could talk about, we could have a conversation between ourselves. I want us to have a conversation with the country about changing our country for the better. And when you say that to them, you get a very positive and strong response. On the issue of nuclear power, we think that what the government should be doing is setting a framework rather than picking a technology. We should set a framework in terms of carbon emissions, in terms of security of supply, and then it is up to the energy providers to come forward and provide the energy mix. There are some real things we need to do in terms of allowing the green energy sources to come forward by getting rid of the regulations and the taxes that are holding them back so they can make a big contribution. And when it comes to nuclear, there are some changes that we believe need to be made. We can't have planning inquiries that become mini energy reviews. We do need to answer questions about nuclear waste. That is the government's responsibility. But I don't believe that government has a responsibility to provide huge taxpayer subsidies for one particular energy form. And we'll see what emerges from the government's white paper. But I have a sense that they're going back to a sort of 1970s approach of picking winners, which ends up usually in huge amounts of taxpayers' money being lavished on the particular technology they've picked. That's not the bright approach. It's not, in my view, grown-up politics, and they should consider very carefully the proposals that we've put forward.